Appraisal, the act of assessing or evaluating something. The appraisal of the artwork valued it at $1,000,000. Traditionally, in a way that is based on customs or practices that have been followed for a long time. Traditionally, the festival is celebrated with a big parade. Regular catch-up, a scheduled meeting or gathering to discuss and catch up on various matters. Let's have our regular catch-up every Friday to stay updated. Derange, to disturb or disrupt the normal functioning of something. The unexpected power outage can derange the entire production process. Recoup, to recover or regain something, often referring to losses or expenses. They hope to recoup their investment through increased sales. Resilience, the ability to recover quickly from difficulties or setbacks. Her resilience helped her overcome the challenges in her career. Upfront, honest, and straightforward, often used to describe payments made in advance. The upfront payment secures your reservation. Lifeblood, vital and essential component or source of something. Innovation is the lifeblood of any successful technology company. Exacerbate, to make a problem, situation, or condition worse. His comments only serve to exacerbate the already tense situation. Economy, the system of production, distribution, and consumption of goods and services in a country. The global economy was affected by the recession. Aspiration, a strong desire or ambition to achieve something. Her aspiration is to become a successful writer. Drift, to move slowly or aimlessly, often without a specific goal or direction. The boat began to drift on the calm waters of the lake. Envision, to imagine or visualize something that may happen in the future. She could envision a bright future for her children. Potentially, referring to the possibility of something happening in the future. This new technology has the potential to revolutionize the industry. Significantly, in a way that is important, notable, or has a meaningful impact. The price of the stock significantly increased over the year. Morph, to undergo a gradual transformation or change in shape. The tadpole morphs into a frog during its development. Incredibly, to an extraordinary degree, often used to emphasize a quality. The view from the mountaintop was incredibly beautiful. Manifest, to make evident or display, often referring to an idea or quality. Her hard work began to manifest in her improved grades. Indoctrinate, to teach or instruct a person or group to accept a set of beliefs or principles. The political regime attempted to indoctrinate its citizens with its ideology. Inaction, the lack of action or failure to take steps to address a situation. The government's inaction on climate change was criticized. Indecision, the inability to make a decision or the act of wavering between choices. Her indecision about which college to attend was causing stress. Wear and tear, the damage or deterioration that occurs over time with regular use. The car showed signs of wear and tear after years of heavy use. Impairment, the state of being weakened or damaged, often referring to physical or mental abilities. The accident resulted in the impairment of his mobility. Addressed, dealt with, or considered in a specified way or context, the issue of climate change needs to be addressed urgently. Specializing, focusing, or concentrating on a particular area of expertise, she is specializing in environmental science in college. Reported, brought to someone's attention, or officially communicated. The news of the earthquake was reported on the evening news. Obesity, the condition of being excessively overweight. The rise in obesity rates is a major health concern. Sedentary, involving little or no physical activity, often related to a lifestyle. A sedentary job can lead to health problems if not balanced with exercise. Toll, a charge or fee, often related to the use of a particular service or road. The toll for using the highway has increased. Ease into, to gradually become accustomed to or start something slowly. She decided to ease into her new exercise routine. Stepping up, taking on a more significant or responsible role or action. He's stepping up as the team leader during the manager's absence. Substantially, to a great extent or significantly. The company's profits increased substantially this quarter. Achievement, something accomplished successfully, often after effort and perseverance. Winning the championship was a significant achievement for the team. Accomplishment, a notable achievement or successful completion of a task. Graduating from college is a significant accomplishment. Objective analysis, an impartial and unbiased examination of a subject or issue. The objective analysis of the data revealed interesting trends. Empathy, the ability to understand and share the feelings of another person. Her empathy made her a great counselor. Sympathy, feelings of pity or sorrow for someone else's misfortune. She expressed her sympathy for the family's loss. Tendency, an inclination or likelihood for a particular behavior or pattern. He has a tendency to procrastinate when it comes to studying. Paranoid, unreasonably suspicious or distrustful of others. His paranoid behavior led him to believe in conspiracy theories. Sore, painful or tender, often due to injury or overuse. Her sore muscles were a result of intense workouts. Staunchest, the most loyal or steadfast in supporting a person or cause. She was his staunchest supporter throughout the campaign. Regime, a system or government in power, often with specific rules and policies. The new regime implemented economic reforms. Illicit, forbidden by law, rules, or custom. The smuggling of contraband is considered illicit activity. Rule of thumb, a general guideline or principle that is practical and easy to apply. As a rule of thumb, save 10% of your income for retirement. Opt, to make a choice or decision from a range of possibilities. She chose to opt for a healthier lifestyle. Weather, the state of the atmosphere at a particular place and time. The weather forecast predicts rain for tomorrow. Whether expressing a condition or choice between alternatives, she couldn't decide whether to go to the beach or the mountains. Manipulate, to control or influence something or someone in a skillful or devious manner. The politician attempted to manipulate public opinion. Coercive, involving the use of force or threats to achieve compliance. Coercive tactics are not effective in the long run. Offsets, compensation or counterbalancing factors that mitigate an effect. Planting trees can offset carbon emissions. Sober, not under the influence of alcohol or drugs. Serious and sensible, he became sober after completing a rehab program. Fort, a fortified building or military stronghold. The soldiers took refuge in the fort during the battle. Spate, a sudden and large outpouring or occurrence of something. There was a spate of new restaurant openings in the city. Flee, to run away quickly from a dangerous or unpleasant situation. They had to flee their home due to the approaching wildfire. Pang, a sudden sharp feeling of pain or distress. She felt a pang of guilt for forgetting her friend's birthday. Off guard, not prepared or alert for a particular situation. The surprise party caught her completely off guard. Morbidity, the state of being diseased or the incidence of disease within a population. The study examined the morbidity rates of various diseases. Mortality, the state of being subject to death. The number of deaths in a population. The mortality rate for this disease is alarmingly high. Bloc, a group of countries, organizations, or individuals united by a common interest or purpose. The voting bloc supported the proposed legislation. Enviable, not able to survive or exist successfully. The business model proved to be enviable in the current market. Enviable reputation, a damaged or tarnished reputation that cannot be restored. His enviable reputation prevented him from getting a job. Retain, to keep or hold on to something. She wanted to retain her childhood memories. Envious, feeling a desire for something possessed by someone else. She couldn't help but feel envious of her friend's success. State of enlightenment, a state of deep understanding and awareness. Achieving a state of enlightenment is a lifelong journey. Flourish, to grow and develop in a healthy or vigorous way. The business began to flourish after the rebranding. Date back, to have origins or history extending to a particular time. The tradition of celebrating New Year's Eve dates back centuries. Fabricated, made or constructed, often referring to something that is artificially created. The story about the alien sighting was fabricated. Quote, to repeat or copy out a statement made by someone else. She liked to quote famous authors in her speeches. Custom, a traditional and widely accepted way of doing something. It's a custom to exchange gifts on birthdays. Phenomenon, a remarkable or exceptional event or occurrence. The northern lights are a natural phenomenon. Forge, to create or form something through skill and effort. The blacksmith would forge intricate metal designs. Forage, to search and collect food or provisions. The squirrel foraged for acorns in the forest. Confine, to restrict or limit someone or something within certain boundaries. They had to confine the dog to the backyard. Subsistence, the minimum level of resources or income required for survival. Many families rely on subsistence farming for their food. Twofold, double or having two parts or aspects. The price of the product increased twofold in a year. Rehabilitation, the process of restoring someone to health or normal life. The rehabilitation program helped him recover from the injury. Statistic, a numerical data point or fact used for analysis. The statistic showed a decline in unemployment rates. Specialized, focused on a particular area of expertise or field. She pursued a specialized degree in neuroscience. Compulsively, in a way that is driven by irresistible impulses or urges. He compulsively checked his phone for messages. Plots, secret and often sinister plans or schemes. The detective uncovered the criminal's plots. Permissive, allowing a wide range of behaviors or actions. The permissive parenting style gives children more freedom. Insecure, lacking confidence or feeling uncertain about oneself. His insecure behavior made it difficult to make friends. Authority, the power or right to make decisions and enforce rules. The police have authority to maintain law and order. Acute, severe or intense, often used to describe a medical condition. She experienced an acute pain in her chest. Strip, to remove or take off clothing or outer layers. He decided to strip the old wallpaper from the walls. Nutrients, substances that provide nourishment and promote growth. Fruits and vegetables are rich in essential nutrients. Characterized by, describing the distinctive features or qualities of something. The region is characterized by its diverse wildlife. Stimulus, something that triggers a response or reaction. The teacher used a variety of stimuli to engage the students. Scarce, in short supply or insufficient in quantity. Clean drinking water is scarce in some parts of the world. Involved, participating or connected in a particular activity or situation. She was actively involved in the charity event. Survival, the act of staying alive or continuing to exist. Survival in the wilderness requires essential skills. Discerning, showing good judgment and the ability to distinguish quality. The discerning customer chose the finest wine. Feature, a distinctive or notable part of something. The key feature of the phone is its high-resolution camera. Ornament, a decorative item used to enhance the appearance of something. The Christmas tree was adorned with colorful ornaments. Swerve, to suddenly change direction or veer off course. The driver had to swerve to avoid a collision. Bolted, moved or ran away quickly. The rabbit bolted into the bushes when it saw the predator. Liable, responsible or legally accountable for something. The company is liable for any damages caused by its products. Accountable, required to answer for one's actions or decisions. Government officials are accountable to the public. Transparency, the quality of being open, honest, and easily understood. The company's transparency in financial reporting is commendable. Despite, in spite of, without being affected by a particular factor. Despite the rain, they went ahead with the outdoor event. Regardless of, without considering or being influenced by a specific condition, he continued his work regardless of the obstacles. However, nevertheless, indicating a contrast or exception. She was tired. However, she continued working. Moreover, furthermore, in addition to what has already been stated, the project is on schedule, and moreover, it's under budget. Nonetheless, nevertheless, despite what has been said or done, it was a challenging task, but they succeeded nonetheless. Thus, therefore, as a result of what has been mentioned, she studied hard and thus earned excellent grades. During which, a period of time in which something happens or takes place, the seminar will be held during which experts will speak. Disparate, distinct, or different from each other, their disparate backgrounds led to unique perspectives. Cognitive, related to mental processes such as thinking, learning, and memory. Cognitive therapy focuses on changing thought patterns. Tenacious, persistent, and determined, unwilling to give up, his tenacious spirit helped him overcome obstacles. Initiative, the ability to take action independently and with enthusiasm. She showed great initiative by starting her own business. Strive, to make great efforts to achieve a goal. They strive for excellence in their work. Ambition, a strong desire to achieve success or attain a specific goal. Her ambition is to become a renowned scientist. Creep, to move slowly and stealthily, often with a sense of unease. The shadow seemed to creep along the wall. Plummet, to fall or drop suddenly and steeply. The stock prices plummeted after the company's announcement. Constructive, promoting positive progress or development. Their constructive feedback helped improve the project. Hostile, unfriendly, aggressive, or antagonistic in nature, the negotiations became increasingly hostile. Chug, to make a continuous and rhythmic sound, often associated with engines. The old car chugged down the dirt road. Ferry, a boat or ship used to transport people or vehicles across water. The ferry took passengers to the nearby island. Underpin, to provide support or a foundation for something. Strong teamwork underpins the success of the company. Satiety, the state of being satisfactorily full or having had enough. The Thanksgiving feast left everyone in a state of satiety. Inhales, to breathe in air or another substance. She slowly inhales the scent of fresh flowers. Ingest, to take food, drink, or other substances into the body. Animals often ingest plants as part of their diet. Obliquitous, indirect or not straightforward, often referring to a path or route. The obliquitous trail through the forest confused hikers. Uptake, the process of absorbing or taking in something. The plant's roots facilitate the uptake of nutrients from the soil. Stagnation, the state. Biodiversity, the variety of plant and animal species in a particular habitat. Rainforests are known for their high biodiversity. Species, a group of organisms that can interbreed and produce fertile offspring. Humans belong to the species Homo sapiens. Invasive species, non-native species that can harm the environment, economy, or human health. The invasive species disrupted the local ecosystem. Coastal development, the construction and urbanization of areas near the coastline. Coastal development can lead to beach erosion and habitat loss. Ballast water, water carried in a ship's ballast tanks to maintain stability. Ballast water often contains invasive species. Advent, the arrival or occurrence of a notable event or person. The advent of the Internet revolutionized communication. Creditability, the quality of being trustworthy or deserving of belief. His honesty and integrity increased his creditability. Discredit, to harm the reputation or credibility of someone or something. The false accusations were meant to discredit him. Effect, a change or result produced by an action or cause. The medication had a positive effect on his health. Damage, harm or injury to something, often physical or material. The storm caused extensive damage to the building. Project, to estimate or predict something based on available information. They projected a 10% increase in sales for the next quarter. Coral reef, a diverse underwater ecosystem formed by coral polyps. Snorkeling enthusiasts enjoy exploring coral reefs. Escalate, to increase in intensity or seriousness. The conflict in the region escalated into a full-blown war. Overlook, to fail to notice or consider something. They often overlook the importance of a healthy diet. Dignified, having an air of self-respect and nobility. She maintained a dignified composure during the ceremony. Poignant, evoking a strong sense of sadness or emotion. The film's ending was particularly poignant. Specifies, clearly states or defines something. The contract specifies the terms and conditions. Advance, to move forward or make progress. Technology continues to advance rapidly. Correlated, having a mutual relationship or connection. There is a correlated increase in temperature and ice melting. Refrain, to resist or avoid doing something. He had to refrain from eating sweets to lose weight. Spiritually, in a way that relates to the soul or inner self. Meditation is a practice that can help one grow spiritually. Tailored, customized, or adapted to meet specific needs or preferences. The training program was tailored to individual skill levels. Rule and structure, established guidelines and organization. The rule and structure of the company ensure efficiency. Etiquette, the customary code of polite behavior in society or a group. Following proper etiquette is important at formal events. Advisory, providing advice or recommendations. The advisory committee offers guidance on policy decisions. Inflammation, the body's response to injury or infection, often resulting in swelling and pain. Inflammation is a natural defense mechanism. Soothe, to alleviate or calm discomfort or distress. The soothing music helped her relax. Cognitive decline, a decrease in mental abilities often associated with aging. Regular brain exercises can help slow cognitive decline. Aggravate, to make a problem or condition worse. Stress can aggravate existing health issues. Preside, to be in charge or lead a meeting or event. The CEO will preside over the board meeting. Offspring, the child or young of a particular parent or couple. The bird's nest was full of chirping offspring. Plump, having a full and rounded shape, often referring to someone's appearance. She looked plump and healthy after her recovery. Thriving, growing and developing successfully. The business is thriving in the competitive market. Cumulative, increasing or growing by accumulation over time. The cumulative effects of pollution harm the environment. Consolidation, the act of. In the face of, despite, or when confronted with a difficult situation, she remained calm in the face of adversity. Reversal, the act of changing something to the opposite direction or effect. The sudden reversal of the decision surprised everyone. Rule out, to eliminate or exclude as a possibility. The doctor wanted to rule out any serious illnesses. Tease out, to extract or obtain information or details through careful examination. The detective had to tease out the truth from the witness. Descend from, to have ancestors or originate from a particular lineage. She can trace her family tree to ancestors who descended from Europe. Descend, to move or go down from a higher place to a lower one. The hikers began to descend the mountain. Enticing, attractive or tempting, often encouraging interest or desire. The enticing aroma of freshly baked bread filled the air. Endow, to provide or gift something, often a quality or a tribute. The scholarship endows students with financial support. Subordinate, lower in rank or position, often in a hierarchical structure. Managers supervise subordinate employees. Threshold, the point at which a particular effect or change begins. The noise level crossed the threshold of annoyance. Janitor, a person responsible for cleaning and maintaining a building. The janitor cleans the school after classes. Solitary, being alone or without companions. He enjoyed the solitary walks in the woods. Sanitary, clean and free from conditions that can cause illness. Proper sanitary practices are essential in food handling. Salutary, promoting health and well-being. Beneficial, regular exercise has a salutary effect on the body. Sedentary, inactive and sitting for extended periods. A sedentary lifestyle can lead to health issues. Dud, something that fails to meet expectations or doesn't work as intended. The fireworks were a dud. They didn't light up. Devised, created or formulated, often a plan or strategy. They devised a new marketing campaign. Revised, improved or updated based on feedback or changes. The revised edition of the book includes new information. Ensure, to make certain or guarantee something. Proper maintenance will ensure the machine's longevity. Assure, to promise or give confidence to someone. He assured her that the plan would succeed. Nurturant, providing care, support, and nourishment. The nurturing environment helped the child thrive. Infancy, the earliest stage of life, typically the first year after birth. Infant development is crucial during infancy. Resentment, bitter indignation or lingering ill will due to a perceived wrong. His resentment towards his colleague affected their relationship. Entrust, to assign or give responsibility or a task to someone. She entrusted her friend with her secret. Adjusted, changed or modified to achieve a desired outcome. He adjusted the thermostat to make the room warmer. Resuscitate, to revive or bring back to life, often in a medical context. CPR is used to resuscitate a person who has stopped breathing. Abjure, to renounce or formally reject something, often a belief or allegiance. He decided to abjure his former political affiliation. Beguile, to charm, deceive, or enchant someone in a cunning way. She used her wit to beguile the audience. Sequestrate, to separate or set apart, often for a specific purpose. The funds were sequestrated for charity. Traversing, moving or traveling across or through a particular area. The hikers spent the day traversing the mountain trails. Rescind, to revoke, cancel, or repeal a decision or law. The company decided to rescind the new policy. Presage, to foreshadow or predict a future event. The dark clouds seemed to presage a storm. Converse, to engage in conversation or dialogue. They sat down to converse about their plans. Depose, to remove someone from a position. Glitter, to shine brightly with small, sparkling reflections of light. The stars glittered in the night sky. Flutter, to move rapidly and lightly, like the wings of a bird. The butterflies fluttered in the garden. Jitter, a sudden, rapid, and irregular movement or shaking. The caffeine made her hands jitter. Influx, a sudden and large arrival or increase of people or things. There was an influx of tourists during the holiday season. Efflux, the process of flowing out or draining away. The efflux of water from the lake created a stream. Afflux, a flowing together, often referring to the joining of rivers. The afflux of two rivers created a confluence. Reflux, a backward flow or return of a liquid or substance. Acid reflux can cause heartburn. Trivial, of little importance or significance. The argument was about a trivial matter. Aim, to direct one's efforts or intentions toward a specific goal. He aimed to become a successful entrepreneur. Target, a specific objective or goal. Our target is to increase sales by 20% this year. Inquired into, investigated or looked into to gather information. The police inquired into the robbery case. Ravel, to become tangled or twisted together. The yarn began to ravel as she knitted. Indulge in, to allow oneself to enjoy something to excess. She liked to indulge in chocolate on special occasions. Manipulate, to handle or control something skillfully, often for a specific purpose. The magician can manipulate cards with precision. Counterpart, a person or thing that corresponds to or complements another. The CEO met with her counterpart from the competitor company. Legitimate, conforming to the law or rules. Valid and acceptable. Their claim to the property was legitimate. Tedious, boring, and repetitive, requiring a lot of time and effort. The data entry task was tedious and monotonous. Culminated, reached its highest point or climax. His years of hard work culminated in a successful career. Cultivated, developed or improved through care and attention. She cultivated her talent for painting over the years. Fulminated, expressed strong disapproval or protest. The workers fulminated against the unfair labor practices. Disseminated, spread or distributed widely. The news was disseminated through various media outlets. Promulgated, officially announced or declared, often a law or policy. The government promulgated new regulations. Discretion, the freedom to make decisions or choices. The manager used her discretion when handling the situation. Concretion, a solid mass formed by the accumulation of material. The concretion of minerals created a unique rock formation. Accretion, the process of growth or increase, often by gradual accumulation. The accretion of knowledge takes time and effort. Secretion, the production and release of substances by cells or glands. Insulin is a hormone produced by the pancreas's secretion. Facet, a distinct aspect or feature of something. The diamond's many facets reflected light beautifully. Superficial, existing or occurring on the surface. Not deep or profound. His understanding of the topic was superficial. Acquaintance, a person known to one, but not necessarily a close friend. She had many acquaintances but few close friends. Venerate, to regard with deep respect or reverence. Many cultures venerate their ancestors. Saint, a person who is recognized for exceptional holiness. St. Francis of Assisi is known as the patron saint of animals. Invoke, to call upon a higher power or authority for help or support. She invoked the gods for guidance in her quest. Insidious, proceeding in a subtle, gradual, or harmful way. The disease had an insidious onset. Complacent, self-satisfied and content without awareness of potential problems. Being complacent can lead to missed opportunities. Devolution, the transfer of power or authority from one entity to another. The devolution of political power to local governments. Convolution, a complex and intricate arrangement or structure. The convolution of wires made it difficult to untangle. Absolution, forgiveness or pardon for sins or wrongdoing. He sought absolution for his past mistakes. Resolution, a firm decision or determination to do something. Her New Year's resolution was to exercise regularly. Abominate, to detest or loathe intensely. She abominated the idea of cruelty to animals. Discard, to get rid of something as no longer useful or desirable. He decided to discard the old furniture. Deposit, to place or store something in a particular location. He deposited the money in the bank. Flaunt, to display something ostentatiously to gain attention. She liked to flaunt her designer clothing. Question, to doubt or challenge the truth or validity of something. They began to question the accuracy of the data. Questionnaire, a set of questions used for research or survey purposes. Participants filled out a questionnaire about their preferences. Inundated, overwhelmed, or flooded with a large quantity of something. The office was inundated with paperwork. Submissively, in a manner that shows a willingness to yield or obey. She nodded submissively in response to the instructions. Obsessively, in an excessive and uncontrollable manner. He obsessively checked his email throughout the day. Submissive, willing to obey or yield to others. The submissive employee always followed orders. Obsessive, excessively preoccupied with a particular thought or idea. His obsessive focus on cleanliness was evident. Superiority, the quality of being better, greater, or higher in rank. He believed in the superiority of his team. Inferiority, the quality of being lower or less valuable. She struggled with feelings of inferiority. Barbarous, extremely cruel, brutal, or uncivilized. The barbarous treatment of prisoners shocked the world. Hospitable, friendly, and welcoming to guests or strangers. The hospitable host offered refreshments to the visitors. Orgy, a wild and unrestrained indulgence in a particular activity. The party turned into an orgy of excessive drinking. Relish, to enjoy or savor something with great pleasure. She relished the opportunity to travel. Contemptuously, in a manner that expresses disdain or scorn. She looked at him contemptuously after his rude remark. Condescendingly, in a patronizing and superior manner. He spoke condescendingly to his subordinates. Despise, to feel intense dislike or hatred for someone or something. She despised injustice and discrimination. Stinging, causing a sharp burning pain or discomfort. The bee's stinging venom caused swelling. Stinging problem, a difficult or painful issue or challenge. The company faced a stinging problem with its finances. Slanting, inclined or tilted at an angle. The slanting rays of the setting sun cast long shadows. Stalling, delaying or avoiding action, often intentionally. The stalling tactics of the negotiations were frustrating. Shafting, providing with a long, narrow, and usually cylindrical shape. The metal rods were shafting components of the machine. Validated, proven to be true, accurate, or valid. The research findings were validated by multiple studies. Exhort, to strongly encourage or urge someone to do something. The coach exhorting the team to give their best effort. Ration, to distribute or limit resources in a controlled manner. During the war, food was rationed to ensure everyone had enough. Deport, to expel or send someone out of a country. The government decided to deport illegal immigrants. Retort, a quick and sharp reply, often in response to criticism or a comment. She had a witty retort to his sarcastic remark. Sizable, large in size or extent. Significant, the company made a sizable profit this year. Sizable dent, a significant or noticeable impact or damage. The accident left a sizable dent in the car's bumper. Venue, the location where an event or activity takes place. The concert's venue was a large outdoor stadium. Avenue, a wide road or thoroughfare, often lined with trees or buildings. The avenue was a popular spot for shopping. Eloquent, fluent and persuasive in speech or writing. The speaker delivered an eloquent speech. Foremost, leading or most important in position or rank. He was considered the foremost expert in the field. Unprecedented, never before seen or experienced. The scale of the natural disaster was unprecedented. Flippant, showing a lack of seriousness or respect. His flippant remarks offended some of the audience. Uncharted, not mapped or explored. Unknown, the adventurers ventured into uncharted territory. Cumbersome, awkward and difficult to manage due to size or complexity. The old computer system was cumbersome to use. Wholesome, promoting health, well-being, and moral goodness. She prepared a wholesome meal with fresh ingredients. Formalize, to give an official or formal status to something. The contract formalized their business partnership. Rationalize, to provide a logical or reasonable explanation for something. He tried to rationalize his decision to quit his job. Delicate, fragile and easily damaged or broken. Handle the antique vase with care. It's delicate. Drown, to die by suffocation in water or another liquid. She nearly drowned while swimming in the deep lake. Navigate, to plan and direct the route or course of a journey. The captain had to navigate the ship through rough waters. Ratcheted, increased or raised gradually and with a clicking sound. The tension in the room ratcheted up as the meeting continued. Ratcheted up, increased or intensified, often rapidly. The competition ratcheted up as the finals approached. Metaphorically, in a way that uses metaphors or symbolic language, he described his emotions metaphorically as a storm. Literally, in a literal or exact sense, without exaggeration, she literally ran to catch the bus. Sprightlier, more lively, energetic, or animated. After a good night's sleep, she felt much sprightlier. Sprightly, energetic, and lively in a cheerful way. The children were sprightly as they played in the park. Ghostly, resembling or characteristic of a ghost. The eerie, ghostly figures appeared in the haunted house. Premature, occurring or done before the usual or proper time. The premature baby required specialized care. Elaborate, involving many details or complexities. The plan was elaborate and required careful execution. Elaborated structure, a structure that has been expanded or developed with more details. The elaborated structure of the essay included extensive research. Intricate, very detailed, complex, and complicated. The intricate design of the clock was a work of art. Equivocal, ambiguous, or open to multiple interpretations. Her equivocal response left everyone uncertain. Repugnant, extremely distasteful or offensive. The repugnant odor made them cover their noses. Provoke, to stimulate or incite a reaction, often an emotional one. His remarks were meant to provoke a response. Invoke, to call upon a higher power or authority for help or support. She invoked the gods for guidance in her quest. Revoke, to officially cancel or annul something. The government can revoke a driver's license for violations. Convoke, to call together or summon a formal assembly or meeting. The president decided to convoke a special session of Congress. Unwavering, steady and resolute, not wavering or faltering. Her unwavering commitment to the cause inspired others. Prominent, important, well-known, or easily noticeable. He was a prominent figure in the scientific community. Irrational, not based on reason or logic. Illogical, her fear of flying was irrational because planes are safe. Clinical presentation, the signs and symptoms of a medical condition as observed in a patient. The clinical presentation of the disease varied among patients. Brink, the edge or verge of a significant event or situation. The company was on the brink of bankruptcy. Habitat, the natural environment where an organism or species lives. The rainforest is a habitat for many exotic animals. Habitant, a person who inhabits or lives in a particular place. The habitants of the small village were friendly. Inhabitant, a person who resides or lives in a specific location. The city had a diverse population of inhabitants. Tumble, to fall suddenly and uncontrollably. He accidentally tumbled down the stairs. Dealt, handled or managed a situation or problem. She dealt with the customer's complaint professionally. Obsesses, becomes preoccupied or fixated on a particular thought or idea. He obsesses over his appearance. Strove, past tense of strive, meaning to make great efforts to achieve something. She strove to excel in her studies. Threaten, to express an intention to harm or cause distress. He threatened to quit if his demands weren't met. Retaliation, the act of responding to an action with a similar harmful action. The country threatened retaliation if attacked. Beget, to give rise to or produce something. His hard work begets success in his career. Foreseen, past participle of foresee, meaning to predict or anticipate. The consequences of the decision were foreseen. Incursion, a sudden and aggressive invasion or attack. The enemy's incursion caught the defenders off guard. Subscribe, to agree to receive or support something regularly. She subscribed to a monthly magazine. Underpin, to provide a solid foundation or support for something. Trust and communication underpin a healthy relationship. Sanction, to give official approval or permission for something. The board decided to sanction the project. Execute, to carry out or perform a task or action. The team will execute the plan as discussed. Persecute, to subject someone to harassment or mistreatment, often due to their beliefs or identity. The religious minority was persecuted in that region. Pragmatic, dealing with situations in a practical and sensible way. Her pragmatic approach to problem solving was effective. Conjunction, the act or state of being joined together. The conjunction of planets was a rare astronomical event. Scoop, to lift or gather something with a quick, sweeping motion. She used a spoon to scoop ice cream into a bowl. Scoop the competition, to gain a significant advantage over competitors. The innovative product helped the company scoop the competition. Vocal nuance, the subtle variations or inflections in one's voice when speaking. She could discern the vocal nuances that indicated sincerity. Involuntary, not done consciously or by choice. Automatic, blinking is an involuntary reflex. Breakthrough, a significant discovery or achievement. The scientists' breakthrough revolutionized the field. Agonizing, causing extreme physical or emotional pain. The loss of a loved one was agonizing for her. Weave, to create a fabric or pattern by interlacing threads or elements. She used different colors to weave a beautiful tapestry. Recreation, activities pursued for enjoyment and relaxation. Hiking and fishing were his favorite forms of recreation. Unsheathed, removed a protective covering or sheath from something. He unsheathed his sword before battle. Flake, a small, thin piece that has broken off from a larger whole. The paint on the old wall was flaking off. Retail, the sale of goods to consumers, typically in small quantities. The store specializes in the retail of electronic gadgets. Flimsy, lacking strength or solidity, easily damaged or destroyed. The cardboard box was too flimsy to hold heavy items. Terrain, the physical features and surface of an area of land. The rough terrain made hiking challenging. Flee, to run away or escape from a dangerous or threatening situation. They had to flee the burning building. Fled, past tense of flee, indicating that someone has run away. They fled the scene before the police arrived. Relief, a feeling of reassurance or comfort after a stressful situation. She sighed in relief when she found her lost keys. Relieve, to alleviate or reduce pain, stress, or discomfort. The medication helped relieve his headache. Retention, the act or process of retaining or keeping something. The company focused on employee retention.